Hello, my name's John Ferris, and I'd like to share with you a little of my testimony. My testimony is as important as your testimony is, though, but here's my story. My story started off at a tender age when I discovered what it was to go to church. The local choir master in the 80s suggested that I join the local choir. Apparently I had a voice. Well, this led to me going to church, Holy Trinity in Hull. I wasn't born in Hull, but had arrived there at about 10 years old, so it was an interesting change for me having been in Cambridge. So the Hull Holy Trinity Church was your traditional Church of England church. So from here I then wondered what it was that this building was all about. I went to the services, and often the words being said, I could guarantee it will be the same words next week. What is it all about? Well, it was time for a change in direction and to go on a different aspect of my journey when I saw the film Franco Zeffirelli's Jesus of Nazareth. Robert Powell was the actor, and I suddenly got transfixed by this story. This was the same guy that appeared in church? Whoa. This is about the guy? Whoa. It was a totally different depiction to what I'd seen or thought I understood of the Bible. So I suddenly started on a questioning period of my life. This continued through my teens, for which, well, I think most teenagers are challenging characters. And I certainly was, and it was probably a good move that I moved from Hull to Essex. In Essex, I started on a new journey when my next door neighbour invited me to Coaston Community Church, a church that was a free church. They were connected though to Ichthus. And one day a guy called Roger Forster came along, and he was preaching, and a dog walked into the service. This dog had got cancer. We didn't know that at the time, but Roger blessed the dog went away, and a couple of days later the dog's owner appeared, connected to the church office, to say, "Do you know anything about a blessing of a dog?" Well, this blessing had actually led to the dog being relieved of cancer, according to the vet. This led not only to the owner becoming a Christian, but a group of others. So life carried on, and I was invited to get baptised. It was an interesting journey, an exciting journey, but a challenging journey as well. I got baptised, and within months I'd faced the first challenge. My challenge in my instance was being made redundant, and it was at the time of a financial crisis, so it was harder to find a job. In fact, I wish I'd been furloughed. However, I did find a job through faith. I was blessed with another job, and life carried on. So during this journey I also started discovering different aspects of faith because I was moved, life changed, and I went on to a journey to move to a place called Lincoln. Now Lincoln was interesting because I then became part of a church that was more traditional, Methodist church, and through the Methodist church I became involved with something called outreach and mission. This outreach and mission led to trips out on what's called a God Pod, as well as an organisation called Street Pastors, which I became a pastor, street pastor. And that was an interesting journey, meeting so many people under very different and interesting times. In each part of my journey I began to find new things. I took on new aspects of the journey, as you will do as well. So as things changed, I left the Methodist Church to cross another junction, and crossing this other junction led me to Threshold, and the Threshold Church was another free church that happened to know I've been part of the Methodist Church. So I got involved with some activities there where again it involved outreach, mission. I also became involved with the Ghanaians, supporting them technologically wise. But my important message for you is, you've got your own journey. Go through it with experience and enjoy it, and pray about it. That's the key bit.